Hello everyone, it's Linda with False Teeth Realtor, and we're going to check out these ones that we found the other day in the creek and on the trail. When we got diverted from off the trail down to the creek when some people was coming, and we got some cool stuff. So I got them washed up and let's check them out. The first one I want to show is this crinoid piece. Check that out. That is just so cool. There's not a whole lot on the other side, you know, but that, I believe, in my opinion, is super cool. And each one of these little pieces are these little crinoids. And here's a stem of one, like what was on the other one. And here's a pretty nice plate. I do have a wet one. And some of this is darkened, but there's bryozoans, and then there's some crinoids. They call these death plates, I guess, because all this sea, ocean stuff all died on it, or they died and they fossilized onto the rock. And sometimes they, when the rock, they call it the matrix. When the rock erodes away, you know, or other rocks hit it, or whatever, it went in order. They break loose. They come out of the matrix, and that's why people find stuff like this. See, this is almost off of that matrix, or the rock. A little more eroding, and it would have fell right off. And also, when they did fall off, and the Native Americans found these, they would make jewelry out of them. The little crinoid pieces, the little single winds, or they found them like this, they strung them. And they made necklaces and just all kinds of cool stuff. And then, yeah, I showed this one. And then this one here is actually, it's the same shape as this one. Same shape. So, I believe, no, I've got some plates and a little bit of the, on the last video also, I picked up a couple of them where it's just like a piece of rock that it's got a lot of this color on it, this darkened color, and it's real thin, where it more than likely broke off of this. However, it broke off. But this shape is also the same shape that Native Americans used to take a stick, and they would stick that in the stick, and then they would lace it up with strips of leather, and they would have them a tool. And so I think that's why this one, they're all smashed. All of it. This is like where they tap it, and they call it working it, been worked, because you could tell it's been worked. And all this is really like smashed down where you could barely even tell what they are. And I do have some of these plates. I wish I would have brought them in. I didn't think about it. And I've been trying to keep all these rocks wet and because they keep drying so fast. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. And then here's a larger one where they would stick that in there, and they could have whatever kind of tool that they needed, whatever they needed it for. If they needed to scrape, or if they needed to do whatever they needed to do. Oh, there's a baby kitty. It escaped. I gotta pause it, or its mommy freaks out. While it escaped, I might as well show it off. I better get it back to mommy. Okay, now where were we? Mama's all happy. Baby kitty stopped freaking out. She or he, I'm not sure, found a little place. You know these little princess houses? I mean, they're pretty good size. Usually people have them outside. Well, the kids, or Zozo, and the boys played with her. She had got, from Santa Claus, a big princess house. And so it's cold outside, right? And so I made it in the house. And then COVID all started and stuff, so, and they liked the setup. But I also have like, it's got the stove that lights up, and shelving for things, and little coffee maker, or hot chocolate. It's got a little hot chocolate thing, and little oven in the refrigerator. And then she's got her one of those makeup things that, I don't know, girls like. I had 5 sons, so you know. But anyway, and then the toy box sits back there. But anyway, when she had the kittens, this is her first litter. She only had 2, and so after she had them, because she wanted to be right next to me when she had them, and so I put them, or no, I showed her that area before she even gave birth, because she was checking all over the house or whatever, and so I just gave her that area, and then I kind of like barricaded it over here so out of the way the kittens couldn't come out. But I guess the things that I put in front of it, maybe I don't know what happened. But one of the kittens, the little kitten I showed, came out, snuck out. And so here's that little kitten like this, because it found itself looking up at 2 dogs. A lot bigger than mommy. So, you know, I showed her the dogs, or him the dogs, and the dogs was really like checking it out, and I guess letting it know that it wasn't going to hurt them, even though its mama thinks that they will. She's very protective of them. But anyway, so let's get back to the fossils. Wherever we were, I think I'll go with this one right here. Let me re-wet this a little bit. I don't even know if I showed it. I hope I didn't. This is a lot bigger. That bigger death plate that I showed everybody at the creek. And so this has a cephalopod right there, the big piece. And that's a cephalopod. And there's bryozoans in there. There's crinoids. There's a little bit of everything on this. There's something on here that, this right here, now I have no idea what that is. So if anybody knows what that is, if they could put it at the bottom, I would appreciate it. It's flat. So I just don't know what it is. I would like to, because it's intriguing. The other side, there isn't really much to it. You know? Now, okay, I don't really see anything on the side. So when this broke, it was connected to more, and nothing got in between there, because there's like nothing on the sides. Okay. Okay, we did that one. Okay, we'll do this one here. Now this one has, I'm getting it wet. This one has pieces when it broke. It had broke before these pieces died and fossilized on there, because they're on the sides. And there's a dog hair. This still, I left some on there. Maybe it wasn't a dog hair, because I left some on there, some of that green fuzz, the grass, the sea stuff. That was all over this one. We couldn't even tell. This is one we couldn't tell at all what was on it, because it was just covered. These are bryozoans. And I wanted to take it home to figure out what it was. I did leave some of that on there to show everybody, to remind me which one. Okay. Now, this one here, I'm going to get you guys' opinion on this one too. This one here, to me, now that's dog hair. I must have had little kitty hairs or the dogs when I was whatever. Okay, so this, to me, kind of looks like, when you look at it like this, you could almost see where it looks like where blood goes in, blood comes out. Blood goes in, blood comes out. Like this is some kind of like hub station. I don't know what else to call it. Where these are like the vessels that, I mean, the stuff that filled the vessels to make the shape to stay there. So, because it just looks like a whole bunch of like veins and stuff. And it doesn't have any of the sea life. You know, on the sides, this kind of looks like a piece of that vein that goes the in and the out. Like it's a great big structure. Like it's a great big structure. So, I'm not exactly sure what this is. And that darkened area, if this is some kind of like hub thing for a vein, for something, this darker like that because that would be the blood going out. Because blood going out is darker. Blood going in is more bright colored. So I think that's why it's darker like that. Because, I mean, there's no shells, no nothing. Not on the back either. It just looks like some kind of hub station. This is the back of that hub station. Just looks like veins and stuff. I don't know what it is. If anybody knows, please let me know. I would like to know. And here's something else similar to that, but a little different. Because that's, that doesn't look like no bryozoans or anything. It just, so if anybody knows, I would like to know. And then on the back, because also I know that if something that did have blood on it, now that's where green will grow. Like, they also put stuff inside of like fertilizer, which will have those things in there, so that way, you know, it'll. But anyway, here's the other side, because it has that. Now this was not that mossy green stuff. It just looks green with hair. I got a lot of critters, guys. I love animals. Okay, and then here's something else. I don't know what it is. Now this still has some of the fuzzies on there. I did not take them all off. There's a thunderstorm going on outside. It's been raining off on all day, which is awesome. Here's something else that maybe somebody knows what this is. I mean, I have theories. But see if anybody knows. And this kind of looks like the thing that's sitting up here, but just a little bit smaller. Like as if it's this top half. Can you guys hear those little kittens playing? Trying to get out. I hear them, man. I hear them. I don't know if you do or not. It sounds cute to me. And then here's another one that's a little bit bigger than this one. See? It's a little bit, oh, you can't tell. That, okay, like that, you can't, side by side. And then the small, where then there's that dark again, in which it looks like it kind of like ran down. I don't know, guys. This is kind of like an in-between sized one. And there's a piece of the bone sticking out. Let's see. Here's here. So that would be the other side. This thicker part right there would be the other side of that bone. Man, I promise I vacuum. I don't know, we're shedding time. It's all good. It is all good. And then this one is similar to this, but it doesn't have, but it's, this part broke off a long time ago. So it would have went like that, however they needed it. This has got that same kind of texture. You can tell it was worked. It was worked on all of it. And then we have, this would have been the bottom. Funny how this has got that same darkness. There's no sea life on this one. Or ocean life, or whatever you want to call it. And then this one's a little bit bigger. And this one's the flat side. On two. It's got that same texture. And this one, it's like a smaller one of this. It's a little bit different, but here's a piece of the bone. Whenever you hear me say a tip, that's what I mean. There's the tip. There's the back of the tip. I like to call those meat layers. I don't know what else to call them. Yeah, it's got those in there too. Okay, so now I have no idea. I called this one that it looked like the state of Texas to me. Let me be backwards. The state of Texas. I don't have no idea what this is. This whole side has got that green. It's like that green skin where the whole top of it's green. I don't think you could see the colors on it on this one, no. Like you could with the other stones. I see no fossils in this. None. None. Then look at that. It literally looks like a steak. Almost like a T-bone steak. But there's no fossils on the sides. Nothing. So, but I think that's everything. So now I want to do a pull. So I'm going to do a pull for like the energy. Here's the cards. Like the energy of the oceans, the energy of the fossils from then and now. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to get these rocks out of the way. And I did put plastic under it because it was wet. So I'm going to pause it for just a second and I'll be right back. Okay, so I noticed it stopped at 30-30, so I'm going to try and make this a really quick pull. I pulled out 3 different decks and just thought about that. I also kept 3 of the different stones, so that way they're right here. And there's 3 decks. I'm using the Golden Tarot, Debbie Freebirds, and then the Akashic Records. Alright, we'll just leave them right there. The life in the waters, the land, before and after. Then, before they were fossils, to now. Only 100% good. I hope everybody liked seeing the fossils, and if you watched the other video, you could see, or you did see us finding them, which was to me a whole lot of fun, and I very much enjoyed. Okay, I gotta do. Okay, we're going to do one for then, one for now. 3 across. Okay. There was a the shelving of the rocks, the layering and all, everything, and then it had, there was, I mean, it's the size of a dining room table, sheets of rock that was laying on top of there, big slabs, and then these layers, and then you could see all the shell stone, in which we did pull out a couple from down there, and if a lot of water would have been coming down through there, it would have been like a big waterfall, or not a big one, but you know, a waterfall. But I wanted to, right there, I want to the layer, there's like a big crack in between, like this much of the thickness, and I'm going to take some of the tools and break apart some of that, and so that way we could see what's between the layers, and I think that'd be really cool. So we'll do a video on that too. Okay, For then, for now. Okay, and then we'll do the Akashic Records. Okay. Okay. But I think that'll be pretty interesting. You know, I gotta do 3 of these. I'm gonna do one like this, and I'm just, they're thick cards. And then just see what's in between them, you know. They've been like that for ever. Okay, then one more like this, and then one more of the like this. One more of those. Okay, here we go. For then, now, what do we need to know, see, understand? Okay. The first one, kind of like spread them out a little bit to make it a little bit easier on me. For then, first card up is we got the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Love. For then. And then the Two of Coins, which when all those were alive, I guess they were like all like growing and swaying in the waters, and the fish, I'm sure that there was a lot of wicked looking fish back in. Ooh, the Knight of Swords. And I guess something happened to where they all turned into fossils. And it kind of happened real fast. Something happened. Okay, now on the layer. So over the Queen of Love, we have the bouquet. I'm gonna need my glasses. And it says it's about joy and harmony and the beautiful bounty and gifts, you know, and there was just celebratory times back then. You know, it was a gift. It was life. And it was beautiful. With the Queen of Love. And with the Two of Coins, we have the snake. And the snake is the shedding. You know, the shedding of its life, to where, you know, the cycle. And, you know, there was the green slimy stuff, like the seaweed stuff that we have now. I don't know if there was seaweed then, but there was a lot of plant life, you know, on the land and in the waters. And some of it was slippery. I'm sure there was a lot of slippery times around then too, because, you know, with that snake, there could have been like giant eels or them huge sharks, you know, but the magnodons and all kinds of stuff, you know, and you could get entangled, you know, with the stuff in it. And it was a difficult time because, you know, there was a lot of huge animals. And that was under the juggling, You know, that was probably why they had to juggle things around. And then under the Knight of Swords, we had the Child, which it was whatever happened to them, it was very creative, you know, and it says it's just the beginning, you know. So after this happened to them, new life began. The old went and new life began. It started. Okay, and with the Akashic Records, underneath the Queen of Love and the Bouquet of Flowers, we have the Light of the World. It was good times. It was enlightenment. And it just all went together, you know, with the flow. Because it was love, joy. Under the juggling, we have the journey. So in this juggling, it was a journey for them. You know, what's gonna live, what's gonna come along and eat them. It's the whole cycle of life. And then underneath the Knight of Swords and the Child is the intricacies and industries. And that's a whole new way of life too, because before that, you know, there wasn't any factories or anything like that. So on this end times for them, it had the it's just the beginning. And there's a new way of life coming. All right. And then so in the now, the first card up is the Hermit. So this is when they was the beginning of the journey. When everything died out. And then there was things happening that was making a whole new cycle of life. So there was, you know, a lot of things was separated. Okay? And then the Ten of Wands, which is a whole lot of work. It was a whole lot of work after everything died out and became fossils, and there's a whole lot of work to create the beginnings of what we have now. And then the third one is the Page of Cups. And this Page of Cups has got that tricky fish that spits up into her third eye. This is what we have now. What's going on? This Page also, it looks like he does the Michael Jackson hold. Holding on to that belt. Oh my God. You know, because that's the now. Okay. Underneath the Hermit, where the creatures, there's new creatures, new life coming. A lot of enlightenment. Under that is just breathe. Sometimes for now, we just got to remember to stop. You know, the Hermit is also one to stay by himself. You know, tend to critters. Reminds me of me. Got to remember just to breathe sometimes. And underneath all this hard work with the Ten of Wands, we have create yourself. Everything started brand new. It's a whole lot of work. We're all creating ourselves. Underneath the Page of Cups, we have the book. That's the facts, the truth, you know. And then we got to study. Some people was in secrecy when they had to study. It's a mystery, you know. And sometimes we just need to explore. Sometimes we just need to explore. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't really see it. Starting with the last one. Okay, on the Akashic Records, underneath the Just Breathe and the Hermit. Ooh, that's beautiful. Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael was there, protecting us, protecting the children, protecting us. Underneath the whole lot of work and create yourself, we had the King of Scrolls. In all those scrolls, there's wording that teaches the right way, to show us the right way, and they got it wrote down. Maybe how to plant this beautiful garden, how to build a fence, how to use metal. And the last is the bird nest. There we are, making babies, feeding our children. The sunlight's coming up behind us. We got that beautiful butterfly, which is transformation. All that life and light and love. No matter what the surroundings are. Whether if it's like the hermit, being by themselves, creating a family, just breathing, checking out all that light, that brilliant bright light, the enlightenment. And that mama bird is going to protect those babies just like Archangel Michael protects us. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's pretty cool, I think. We're all going to be alright. Creatively working, just breathing. Yeah, and gaining knowledge. I love you guys. Let's stay enlightened. Mwah.